Talofa lava. Toku pepeha. Ko tasele rawa ko epirosa o ku mātua. Ko poni rawa ko Maureen o ku tuakana. Ko Nephi toku tuangane. Ko tali ai toku teina. Ko Viliamu toku tane. E wha maua tamariki. Ko tasele ne Viliamu Jr. o ku tamatane. Ko Ipolani ne Epi Rosalina o ku tamahine. Ko matani o toku ingoa. Tēnā koutou katoa. Ia manuela taso aso. Whaafitai. I'm a second year learner within the Massey Specialist Teaching Program, and I'm with the SEN endorsement. When I considered what I would work on to improve my practice, I had to consider what kept me up late at night, or what in my role caused much grief or grievances and made me lose sleep at night. Transitions was at the very forefront of all those ideas, all those thoughts. So I wanted to focus on collaborative transitions. For this, I looked at what's happening in my own kura. What does it look like within my kura as children move from place to place, from our learning support classes to mainstream, or from mainstream coming into our classes, but also transitioning from intermediate to a high school setting. That too was important. My second quality of practice was to consider how prepared were our intermediate children and the intermediate schools in giving us information to give the head start for not only our school but our staff, so we could be better prepared to receive our new learners and provide for them a good start to a high school setting. Finally, my quality practice is to gather whānau and akonga voice in regards to the transition process itself and what it looks like, or what it looked like for them entering into our school and also moving within classes in the school. I got the idea of using my daughter's kuinga when I attended a Pasifika whono, and another young colleague shared with us her images depicting her cultural lens, and I immediately thought of my daughter's kuinga because it has these tifa shells that are at the very forefront of the headdress. These tifa shells sit on the back of, or they sit in the very front part of the largest of the tifa shells, which is me charting my journey. Behind the charting of my journey, you'll see 5 sticks that face upwards to the skies. These 5 sticks initially represented my 5 children, and for the purpose of this assignment, I'm taking into account practicing fiercely, and the middle stick is my faith. The stick on the far right, on the right next to that, the center stick, is my family, who are my mainstay. On the left of that stick is my health and well-being, which is where my stamina comes in, and me being able to replenish myself and be ready for every new day. On the far right is my current job, which at this moment is a steady one. I am working as a learning support coordinator and Senko within my high school, but it could change, because that's what happens in life. Things can change, and it's on the very far right, and it's okay to be changing. On the very far left is me furthering my education, which is my journey with Massey at this time. On the baseline then of the tuinga, you'll see lots of hair, and it's coloured blonde because we take these hair pieces traditionally from our tua'a, our older ancestors, and the tuinga that belongs to my daughter is my hair and my son's hair that make up the laulu or the lauau of this tuinga. So traditionally that's what it is and it represents all the family members that have come before us, because we know on their shoulders is where we stand, and that's where we are today because of them. For the purpose of this practicum, it's me understanding my genealogy, my whakapapa, and knowing that where I stand, I'm in a place of I'm in this place and in this role because of my people that have come before me, who've paved the way, allowing me to be in this space. And the very bottom of the tuinga is our palefuiono, which I chose. Traditionally, it is there to just beautify the forehead of the young lady or the taupo wearing it. For the purpose of this assignment, I'm using it as a protector for the wearer, and it's a meshing of the two cultures of Whaasamoa and Whapalangi, or the Western and the cultural Samoan side, where they come together, and it ties everybody together, it ties everything together. In this slide, I'm just going to talk about my brainstorming that helped me get to the end piece on the left. I know that everything that's created has a symbol or has a meaning to it, and so in order to allow the tuinga to have meaning, I've given titles to different parts of it, which I shared in the previous slide. In this slide, I'm showing you my two shared planned drawings prior to this final product. One of the main frameworks that I will be using and leaning on is he pikorua in action. I've witnessed how it works with Aotearoa and our individual whānau and ākonga. I myself have not gone through the process or leading it, and I would like to learn how to do that. I'd like to be able to complete a cycle with an individual child or with an individual family, so then I also can feel comfortable in pulling it out and using it at any time if such an opportunity arises. My validations is something that I did not have completed, or have not considered what it would look like, but I do want to be creating Google Forms so I can get feedback to improve what it is that I'm doing in my current role, and how I can better not only serve teaching staff within our school as we work through transitions, but also to ask whānau and ākonga for their voice, so they can, through their eyes, I can see what is missing in my role, what I may not have considered but they have seen, and they will be able to share with me how I can do a better job or fulfill my role in a more culturally enhancing way, mana enhancing way, and to just retain their voice is going to be a great ask for them, but I know too that it will be of benefit for all that participate in this and will learn. At the conclusion of this, I hope to have a transition program that is clearly understood for not only our office here, our Learning Support Te Pō Waitanga office, but within our school, so between staff, admin and our office, but more importantly for our ākonga and our whānau who transition into our space and move around within our school, and then also when they're ready to leave us, that they also have a transition out that we can support them with in preparing for the big world once they finish high school. This is going to look very different because I'm not quite sure what that will look like, but all I know is the collecting of data, and hopefully I'll have someone from our team support me with understanding how to make it look presentable in this space. Whawhate.